Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 42 of the World of DVC Show. We've got a great show for y'all. We've got a ton of breaking Disney news that we can't wait to share with you. And we're going to be answering some of the most common and popular questions that folks have about Disney Vacation Club. So we can't wait. Stay tuned. I have a question. Why am I the only one doing this show?
Well, Derek, I was out gathering some more very important news for the show.
Why are you talking like that?
Well, I'm imitating you when you have important news to share.
I don't sound anything like that.
You don't think so?
I don't think I sound like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now entering the world of DVC, the ultimate DVC destination where magical vacations meet incredible value through exceptional service. Put in your headphones, turn the volume up, sit back, relax, and step into the world of DVC.
Just wish on a star. Enter the world of DVC.
Welcome, everybody. Episode 42 of the World of DVC. I'm Derek. This is Kerri. Marissa's not here. She's off making incredible plans, decisions, and all the great stuff that y'all are going to see soon. Because Marissa's doing it.
I always love it when it's just us. Not that I don't love it when Marissa's here. Let me take that back. I just think it's funny because it's like the two chattiest, extroverted people. She's like, don't make this a 4-hour show. We're like, we promise. And we tend to button this up.
We are. We always make a prediction, which is always very comical to me. It's always like, all right, we're going to start taping at like 10:15. Right. We're going to be done by like 10:45.
Yeah.
Like this. And Jeff, meanwhile, just giggles in the background. It's like, every time you say that, you curse yourself. So we promise. This is going to be fun. This is
tight,
great.
Buttoned up, good information. It was a lot of information today.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah,
there is so much information that has come out over the last few days that I'm sure many of you have already seen. So we're going to touch on all the huge Disney news for stuff going on all over the world, from Walt Disney World to Disneyland to cruise ships off there in Asia. It's so much
Even
stuff.
DVC Rental Store, our own rental store has breaking news, which is exciting. So there's a ton of stuff to do.
So perfect. Yes, I can't wait to cover all the news topics with y'all. Kerri and I are super excited. So again, we're going to cover all that big Disney news. We're also going to answer some of the most common questions asked.
Top questions
about Disney Vacation Club. So I promise you, we're not going to be able to get to all of them because there's probably
We'd be here for a week if we did. There's always so many questions, but these are kind of the top.
These are the
most popular questions that you've asked that we have on our website. But I think sometimes it's good to kind of break them down a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Because when you touch on these questions, I guarantee many of you will literally sit and go, God, I've always wondered that. Or
now I have another question.
Question. So we're going to cover all those. We're going to talk about how y'all can win a $100 Disney gift card, which is going to be super fun because we gave one away last month when we asked y'all, what was the best Disney purchase you ever made? The responses were incredible. We're going to talk about some of our favorite ones that we got from that as well. So before we get into it, we want to say we are very grateful and very happy to be here following the arrival and unplanned visit of Hurricane Milton came in. So everybody got through it safe. Everybody got through it sound. I hated it. I hated it.
It is. It's terrible. And it's always worrisome when something like that's coming. But then when it comes in the middle of the night, it's even worse, right? But from everything that we've heard, everybody here is okay. Yeah. We think about all of our friends and our guests and our lovely members up in the Carolinas and on the West Coast and East Coast that have been impacted. And we've just been very, very blessed and very lucky in this area that we are all okay. Yes. And so our thoughts go out to everybody who's been impacted.
Because that's probably the hardest part about it too, is that it's not like a normal storm, right? Where it just kind of comes out of nowhere, or maybe they say, hey, it's coming in like an hour. They let you know this stuff, it seems like 2 weeks ahead of time. So it's just every day is just this constant dread of watching this spaghetti model kind of work your way through. So
Well, they were talking about like pre-hurricane anxiety, in the middle of hurricane anxiety, and then post-hurricane anxiety as well. And it is true. True. Once it's all over and you kind of assess like we're good, there's not a lot of damage or there was damage or whatever, it's like then you just need to kind of take a nap after all of that. And so I know, but thank God we are all okay.
We're all okay. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that was affected a lot more than our team down here in Central Florida.
We are all
thoughts
okay.
and prayers are with you.
Yes.
But yeah, there's so much stuff going on with Disney that we cannot wait to cover. We want to talk about some of the coolest stuff that we've done over the last month.
Yeah, you've been out and about.
We've both been out and about.
Well, I mean, you more than me. Let's be honest.
You're out and about. Basically, it involves Kerri. Did you go back to Epcot this month?
Yeah. It's like my favorite place to be. But yes, but you have been out and about.
We have been out and about.
Yeah,
I want to touch on when we both got to go out and about together.
Yes.
Because we were able to take part in, now it's the second annual.
I can't believe it.
DVC Clubhouse.
Yeah.
It was a gathering, and it was in a grand villa at Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas that we got together with DVC Clubhouse, which if you're on Facebook and you love DVC and you love
such a great
positive group of just the most fantastic people.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Fabulous. Well, and it was a whole weekend long. And so I was able to pop into two of the events, Enchanted Rose at the Grand Floridian on a Friday night and have some drinks and mix and mingle with some of the great guests and members. And there were so many people there I hadn't met before.
Isn't that fun?
It was great. And then Sunday, you and I kind of catered,
we met at
hosted.
Publix.
We met at Publix.
We met at Publix where we picked up our huge
Publix will never be the same
order of food and drinks and nuggets, and we basically were blessed enough to be able to kind of provide the catering and the nourishment for the party in the Grand Villa.
We rolled up to Animal Kingdom, and the Bell Services people, cast members, said, "Oh, this is going to take some assistance." And so we hauled all that stuff to the Grand Villa.
Grabbed the luggage cart, and I get every single guest. I think we heard it 5 times, just going from the front to the elevator. Everyone's like, "Where's that party taking place?
Yeah,
can I come to your room up there?"
Yeah, it's so true. So it was awesome, though.
It was a great event. So again, kudos to Amy and Scott and Kathleen and so many other great members that are part of that group. We are so honored, and we love the community that you guys have all created. So thank you for allowing us to be part and meet faces. Some for the first time, some for repeated times as well, but that group just continues to grow. So they are DVC Clubhouse. Check them out on Facebook if you love positive Disney Vacation Club groups. They're awesome.
Amy, Scott, and Kathleen, too. Amy lives up in Jersey. Yeah, and Scott and Kathleen live here, and they just do such a great job of just planning all of this and bringing everybody together. They do their big group picture in front of the Cinderella's castle, and it is just like you said, Derek. It's positive. It's fun. These people are funny. And it's just, if you want to laugh and have a good time and eat some chicken nuggets with us, join DVC Clubhouse. It is a good time. Once a year
we'll be doing it again next year.
Yeah, exactly.
So and
thank you to
that's
them.
what we love, being a part of so many great communities online. DVC Clubhouse. Of course, there's DVC Fan that we're a huge part of there as well, with so many folks that are part of these groups, and they also watch this monthly show that comes out. So to each and every one of you, when we hear from you, it means the world. So truly, thank you guys so much for constantly being a part of our family. We love chatting with you, which is great.
Our little community is growing. Yeah,
so
we love it.
I'm just going to touch on this briefly before we kind of start delving into some of our other topics. It's almost Halloween coming up. I thought about wearing a Halloween costume, but I was like, no.
We should have. That would be maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Could dress up as each other.
Good one. Marissa's like, I will be gone for that show. Too.
I'll be Jeff. I'll sit behind the camera. Jeff can be me. He can sit here. And you be Marissa.
Exactly. That'll be a good show. So, I went to Universal for my once-a-year Halloween Horror Nights trip, where I go, and it's just my annual trip with my brother and my son, Connor, who's a sophomore in high school. He goes multiple times throughout the year, because I realize when you live here in Central Florida and you're a teenager, going to Horror Nights and buying that frequent pass is literally the equivalent of like we used to go hang out at the mall.
I was going to say at the mall.
It's every weekend.
Except it's Universal. It's Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights. And I'm like, man, I was excited to go like just wander aimlessly around a mall and a record store when I was growing up.
I'm with
this kid gets to go to Horror Nights. It was a blast.
I heard Horror Nights this year, because you know me, I don't go. I do not so scary Halloween party. I'm a huge chicken when it comes to stuff like that. But I heard Halloween Horror Nights this year was more gory. Did you find?
Yeah, I found it more gory.
Yeah.
Which I'm completely fine with. Because it's the point you're going to Horror Nights. If you don't want gore,
It's in the name.
go to Mickey's
Not So Scary. Exactly.
I did that one too, and I loved them both for different reasons. So Mickey's Not So Scary was a blast.
What's your highlight at Not So Scary? What's like one of your favorite things that you have to see? Because I know what mine is.
I love the parade.
Yeah.
I love the parade.
Yeah.
Just because you don't get to see that
No,
parade.
it's the only time they do it.
So when you get to go there and watch the parade, we watched it with a group of friends from DVC Fan, and we went and watched it right from Liberty Square.
Nice.
So we watched it through there.
Yeah.
It's just such a great parade. My only thing about these late night events is I like to go to bed.
You can't
like
handle
normally
it.
at like 9 or 9:30, and then we're like, "What time's the parade tonight?" And they go, "Oh, I think we'll do the second one." I'm like, "Okay, what time is that?" They're like, 11:15, and I was like, "Oh, 11:15."
I love your 1 a.m. text messages that are completely unnecessary to me and Marissa that go, I'm home and I'm exhausted. Yeah, us too, Derek. Good night.
It took days to recover from
know.
that, but it was super fun. So all the great Halloween stuff that goes down here in Florida is just the coolest.
Is also so special about the Mickey's Not So Scary is the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, that's
They
so
don't do that. Well, you know what? I think they do it at Fort Wilderness.
Maybe
Maybe right on Halloween or something, and they used to do haunted hayride.
rides.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think they still do that too, but it's just so cool. It's like the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and it just is such a tradition, and it's just so fun.
Today in Florida, we woke up and it was like 50 degrees. Which, for folks that I'm from the Midwest, she's from the East Coast, God, you miss those days. And I know there's so many folks that go, oh, we have horrible winters and everything else. And for us in Florida, it's so great to just wear sweatpants and...
It's nice to have a good hair day, let's be honest. Yes, the sweatpants and sweatshirts are great, but it's nice to have a really good, decent hair day that's not frizzy. I have to say, I know I whipped open my windows and I threw open my slider. I just was like, this is
great.
like... I just want to like sing The Sound of Music. Like,
and it's probably going to last like 3 days. So I don't know how much.
We'll be in the 80s complaining about the humidity before we know it.
100%.
And I went over to Epcot too. I want to get over to Magic Kingdom because I love to see all the fall stuff that's over there. But I popped over to Epcot for Food and Wine Festival, and it was so nostalgic because I think I've said this before on the show, but I was on the opening team of the Food and Wine Festival 1 million years ago, it feels like. And I mean, we wore, literally like 1 million years ago, we wore the little flag shirts and everything. And I didn't work in a booth. I kind of was I don't know really what I was. I was like a greeter around Epcot to say like, hi, would you like to come try this food and wine? And people were like, okay, sure. But like the wine was $2 and like the skewer of chicken was $1. Like literally you could take $20 and go experience all the food. Remember?
I remember.
And they weren't like booths like they have now. They were literally like poles and a tent. And they could blow away in an instant. It was just the coolest thing. So we went very early, to avoid the crowd.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, I love what they've done with Epcot with the Future World area. They've got the Encanto stage now, which just feels really cute and like a good place for the kiddos to run around and everything. World Showcase, of course, is always so beautiful. Yes. But I keep getting caught on this little thing here. Went into like a lot of the stores and really enjoyed the pavilions. China, spent some time in England. Like it was just, you know me, I love Epcot.
That's the fun stuff that I love is going to the countries when you don't have a plan.
Yes.
So when my wife, Annie and I will go, it'll be like, okay, let's get there at like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Walk the countries. But then you literally go, you know what? When's the last time we went and saw the movie in China?
I know.
And we're like
Never.
I think it was 37 years ago. And we're like, you know what? We're here.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Went and saw the American Adventure film.
Oh, that's so good.
Which if you don't cry during that, are you an American? Like and the George Bush exhibit is downstairs.
What's the song from Golden Wings, right?
Yep.
America,
spread your golden wings. Sail on east. Yeah, and then toss the sky. It's the second time we've sung on the show. I think we lose viewership.
Someone made a comment and said, I love when you and Kerri sang the Spectrum Magic song. So for you out there.
Thank you, Mom. Was that my mother or my father who said that? Oh my gosh. But I mean, if you just don't cry during that show, it's so beautiful. I saw the Voices of Liberty, which always makes me think of Sarah. Whittemore, who sings our opening theme song and everything, which we're gonna have a question about that. It's so funny. But so it's been fun. It's been a fun fall season, and the weather is awesome. Yeah. And if you're planning a trip down, there's so much to do in the fall. But there's something to do here every time. Every portion of the year.
Every time. And one of the big things y'all like to do when you're here is go shopping.
Oh my gosh.
They want to shop.
Love to shop.
Which is why we asked y'all last month. We go,
Yeah.
hey, for this month's prize, which is a $100 Disney gift card, we asked y'all last month, we said, what was your favorite Disney purchase?
Yeah.
Everybody always buys something when you're here. You have to. I think you can't return home unless you buy something at Disney. Right. So you guys had such great responses. So thank you so much. We could read them all day, but we wanted to pull some of them.
Oh, yeah.
Because so many folks loved when we kind of read your answers and your feedback, because some folks just answer succinctly, which is great, like this. Other folks will write some stories that bring goosebumps and tears to your eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. So let us read a couple of these for last month's question, which again is all of you. We can't do these without you. So thank you for participating. Again, we're going to let you know what this month's question is. And for you to answer, remember, like on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you just answer and email us at info@worldofdvc.com. info@worldofdvc.com. So you can win a $100 gift card. And we'll tell you how by answering the following question. But first, these are some great answers from last month. So you want to start, Kerri?
Yeah, you want me to start?
Sure.
All right. I'll.
You got glasses or?
Well,
You don't need reading glasses?
No, I don't.
Oh my God.
Not yet, although my contacts have little readers. But anyway, okay. This lovely guest says, my favorite Disney purchase was from my last trip in May 2024 when I was pregnant with my first child. So it was my baby moon. I came to Disney World to recreate the picture my mom did when she was pregnant with me in front of the castle. Love that. I purchased the original Disney ears with his name embroidered on the back. My husband also bought a little Mickey that says my first Mickey and 2024 on both of the little feet, and that was his first plushie. Our son was born in June, and this is very exciting. We just closed on our first DVC contract last week. Thanks, Derek. We cannot wait to bring our son for years to come. Congratulations on your little prince and all of the Mickey ears and the little plush and the contract. Love
that is so awesome. Yeah. And I probably would say out of all the responses, there definitely was a pattern. And I think the most common ones that we did here was it was a certain piece of art that was very big, whether you bought it at Riviera or maybe in the parks. Artwork was a huge one. Of course, coffee mugs. Oh, those
Everybody
are loves
they're
to
collectible.
Buy the coffee mugs.
Yeah.
And I personally like the response that many of you said was my favorite purchase from Disney was DVC points.
DVC points. It's a great purchase.
The most expensive purchase. Yeah. Way cheaper to buy a coffee mug.
Yeah.
But still.
The DVC points will last longer than the coffee mug. Were you just going to say that? Oh my gosh.
Just going to say
that. Same page.
All right. So here, I have this one, which is great. This wonderful viewer said, my favorite purchase is when I bought my daughter a princess teacup set. It was our first time staying at the Disneyland Hotel 2 years ago, and since I came from a low-income household, I honestly never imagined myself going to Disney, staying at Disney, nor splurging at Disney with my kids. When I see any of those teacups laying around the house, I just want to cry tears of joy and gratitude. I want to go back in time and tell my little child self that everything was going to be okay, that we made it.
Oh,
I know. Look at that. You can't see him, but I swear again,
gosh.
Derek's got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Okay, so Abby Johnson says, this is funny. First, I have to ask, I've been wanting to ask this for a while, are either Marissa or Kerri the vocalist for your theme song? I will speak on behalf of my dear friend Marissa and say we are honored to be compared to Sarah Whittemore. No, the brilliant Sarah Whittemore, who is Voices of Liberty in Voctive, it's called, another group, a cappella group at Epcot, but they also travel and tour all around the country. So if I don't know their website or anything, but I know that they do Christmas shows coming up as well. And she is brilliant, phenomenal. Her voice is just like silk and butter. I just love her. So no, but thank you. We are honored. And then she says, Abby also says, second, I have two very favorite souvenirs from my previous trips. The first is a silhouette of my oldest son when he was about 10 months that we had made at Magic Kingdom during his first trip. That is such a great souvenir. I think people forget about that. It's in Liberty Square, and the cast members will trace like a black silhouette of you or your child. It's just a beautiful gift to take home. It looked exactly like him. And my second, and probably tied with the first for sentimentality, was actually a birthday present from my dad. My mom had passed the previous year, and my sister and I took both of our families, 7 kids and spouses, and our dad to Walt Disney World. We stayed at Animal Kingdom and had a great visit. My birthday was during our trip, and my dad gave me a beautiful necklace he purchased from the Italy store in Epcot. My parents' favorite place on earth, this was Walt Disney World, and they were DVC members at the boardwalk. I think my mom had a hand in him picking out that necklace. It would have been a gift that she would have liked too. I love both of those things because of the memories of Walt Disney World that I'll always have. Beautiful.
Oh, see?
Yeah, beautiful.
So beautiful. And again, thank you guys for taking the time to share and answer these. We wouldn't have a show without you, let alone 42 of them. So
I know, it's so true.
So here, let me read this one. This one I love. So it says, in 2019, I took my kids to Walt Disney World for spring break. My dad recently passed away within the last year, and he loved Walt Disney World. Being able to take my kids like my parents took us was so important to me to make those memories that are just so precious. I took my two boys, 14 and 7 at the time, and my daughter, who's 12. My oldest son also brought one of his friends with him, so it was just me with two kids, two teenagers, and ooh-wee, did they argue. It was just one of those trips that will make you say, never again. Well, on the last night of our trip, we were at the Magic Kingdom on Main Street, waiting for the fireworks. I believe it was Wishes at the time. My oldest son was with his friend shopping on Main Street. A little bit later, Peyton, my son, came up to me and handed me a reusable Magic Kingdom bag. Well, I opened it, and with his spending money, he had bought me the bronze-like replica statue of Walt and Mickey that is in the hub in front of Cinderella Castle. Standing there on Main Street, I burst into tears and cried right in front of the Emporium. It was one of the sweetest memories and moments with my son at Walt Disney World. That's great.
It's beautiful.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So here, I think
so
we
many
got time
memories.
for one
Last
more.
one. Okay. My first time purchase of the Memory Maker when our family took our mother to Disney for her first time during Christmas of 2021 at the age of 63. Her dream finally came true. Unfortunately, we lost her in 2023, but having all those pictures of our trip will be cherished forever.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
The memories, yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's why we do a show about Disney Vacation
About
Club.
DVC.
It's because you know you're coming back.
Yeah.
And so many of these folks have said, oh, my favorite memory is that I love it because I'm a member. So at the end of the trip, I'm still sad,
Right.
but I've already
you're
got the
coming
next
back.
one.
Yeah.
planned.
And you think about like what you look through. I look through my phone every day at my pictures.
Every day.
And there's a million of them of Disney. And whether it's DVC stay or a park stay, a lot of them are of Epcot, of course, because I love Epcot. But Disney just has so many of those memories that you look back on, and it's timeless.
It is.
It's through the decades, and it's generation and generation. So thank you all for sending these in. I feel like we need like a coffee show where like we sit around with our guests and our audience members and just like chit chat on these different memories and with tissues on the table and coffee.
I thought you were going to say
so
like
special.
a coffee table book. Like
Yes, I love a coffee
World
table
of
book.
DVC coffee table book.
I love that idea too.
So with that, we had one winner win a $100 gift card. This month, we want to know, and Kerri talked about Food and Wine Festival, but we want to know from you guys, what is your favorite special event at Walt Disney World or maybe Disneyland?
Right.
So we're talking Food and Wine Festival. We're talking Festival of the Arts. We're talking about Mickey's Not So Scary. We're talking about Christmas party. There's like 13.
Flower and Garden Festival.
I was just going to say.
Yep.
There's 100 festivals at Epcot alone.
Many. There's
But
always
let us
something.
know.
Yeah.
Like in the comments, let us know, hey, this is my favorite festival. You can share a story if you want, but we just want to know with so much always going on, not just the attractions and the resort, it always adds like an extra level of like,
It does.
I love it because I love this or this event is going on or whatnot.
It's like it brings in the season. Like we know that when Food and Wine Festival comes, it's fall. When Flower and Garden comes, it's obviously spring. Like there's
I don't know. This year, I think Food and Wine started in like June.
Isn't that true? I mean, right. It's like Flower and Garden now has so much food and wine that it's like Food and Wine, Flower and Garden. But listen, we're not complaining.
Mickey's Not So Scary is like August 15th.
Right? It's so true. Through like November 5th or something like that. I know.
Let us know in the comments your favorite festival, favorite special event at a Disney property. Put it in the comments. Like, subscribe, send us an email. Remember that. Info at worldofdvc.com. And one of y'all going to win $100.
And tell your friends too, because I spoke to this wonderful lady the other day on chat, and she said, we do like a watch party. She said, my daughter lives in one state, my son lives in another, my husband and I live here. And she said, when your new shows come out, she said, we call each other, and she said, and we'll connect and we'll chit chat about, what y'all are talking about. I said, are you serious? And so I just thank you for that, Patty, because that was a wonderful conversation.
That is so funny. Because I remember being at the Grand Floridian a couple of years ago, and a great couple from over in the UK, or I think it was Ireland.
Yes,
to think of it.
I remember this.
They said they would get wine when it came out and just sit and drink wine and watch the show.
They stopped you in the lobby and said, aren't you Derek?
We were by the pool. I remember that.
Love it.
I love it. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So let us know. And hey, speaking of, it is time to cover some of this news. Mm-hmm. It's exhausting. I seriously think so much stuff came out yesterday.
I know.
So that was October the 16th.
Yes.
Yesterday. Yes. And it was one
thing
after the other.
Yeah.
After the other.
Yeah.
And stuff that would still come out that would normally be like big news was like, oh, here's the lineup for the candlelight.
Yes.
Reception. It was buried underneath.
I know. But you know what wasn't buried with candlelight? And Kathleen Huff from DVC Clubhouse.
Oh, I saw.
Ralph Macchio is going to be a narrator at Candlelight. And apparently Kathleen and I are big Karate Kid fans, because I said, does anybody else's heart skip a beat with Ralph Macchio? 80s kid right here.
Yeah.
And she said, yes. So we may be going to see Ralph Macchio at
It's a
Candlelight.
crazy good lineup this year. Like, not one person in the group. Like, normally there might be like in that lineup.
Yeah,
of, like,
it is a good lineup.
I have to ask my kids, or I have to Google the name and be like, who is it?
No, but this
Every
is a good
week
lineup.
Is going to be so.
Yeah.
People are already standing.
I think they should do Ralph Macchio and then the guy who played Johnny. I forget his last name, but you know what I mean? Because then which one was the true Karate Kid? And anyway, that's a whole other story and a whole other show. But I think that they should alternate on that one night. Yeah. But anyway, we'll move on.
So let's talk about, we're going to start with this one, with Disney announced Lightning Lane Premiere Pass.
Oh, Derek.
Boy, I think people's computers were going to explode with this.
I think their minds were about
before
to
you
explode.
make up your own mind, I'm sure you already have. I know that we have. Let me just give you the highlights of it. So this is Disney's Lightning Lane Premiere Pass, which basically is their way of saying, you know what? If you don't want to wait in lines, you don't want to be on your phone.
Yeah.
You don't want to have return times to come back. You could buy this pass. You could ride every attraction once.
Yeah.
That's it. And you don't have to schedule it.
No.
So you can basically just say, hey, you know what? I think I'd like to go do Tron right now. Great.
Yeah.
Ride Tron. Now let's go to Peter Pan. Every time you ride a ride, you're going to go right to the Lightning Lane. So
it's like a premium service offering. It is. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Well, it's something that like other places have offered for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Right? Like Universal has offered it where you could buy it, or if you stay in a Universal Direct hotel, we're going to talk about Universal in a little bit, that's included, right? So you just don't have to, again, be on your phone all the time and schedule everything. I'm in a line. I'm on a ride, trying to schedule my next return time. It's just maddening. But this will set to debut at Disneyland on October 23rd, Disney World on October 30th. So it's coming up very, very soon. But it's the prices that had people like up in a tizzy, because it's, here we go. Ready? I'll start with Animal Kingdom, and then you do Epcot.
Okay.
Ready? Animal Kingdom is going to be, again, depending on the time of year, of course, anywhere from $129 to $199 plus tax per person. That's on top of your theme park ticket. On top of your theme park ticket. Kerri, how much is it to buy this Lightning Lane Premiere Pass at the experimental prototype community of tomorrow? How much is it?
Also known as Epcot. I'm glad you asked. The range is $169 to $249 plus tax per person per day. I feel like we need a moment of silence.
I'm not gonna give my thoughts yet. So Hollywood Studios, Disney MGM Studios, you're looking at $269 up to $349 plus tax per person.
Round out at Magic Kingdom.
1 day.
$329 to $449 plus tax per person per day.
Disneyland's pass will cost right now $400. That price will change a little bit because right now it's a busier time of year for Disneyland. So they might go down, they might go up, it might go like $300 to $400. But that's it. So that's what it is. It's Disney's way of saying, hey, if you don't want to wait in line, you don't have to.
And the nice thing is you don't have to buy the pass either.
That's
my point. So there's some options. I wouldn't buy it. Would you?
No. If
You and your bologna sandwiches?
If you bought that pass, I'd be like, how much are they paying you here in this company? What are you doing?
I mean, all right.
All right. My thoughts.
I think we know your thoughts.
Very, very passionate about it. If you don't like it, don't do it.
Right.
Right? So if you don't like it, no one's asking to do it.
Nope.
I was looking into research on this all day yesterday. It's probably basically is kind of catering to maybe 5% of the people are going to take advantage of it. So it's not like it's priced at, it's only $99, because then everybody would do it.
Exactly.
Right? It is priced, my opinion, for people that truly money is no object, right? They don't care. Maybe they're used to scheduling a VIP tour. Maybe they're used to doing all that. But they just want to go on the rides without the wait, right? I'm not a member, but I'm staying in a grand villa at the Grand Floridian for a week, and I'm paying cash for it. This ain't a drop in the bucket to them, so it doesn't matter. But again, you'll still be able to do your individual lightning lanes. You'll still be able to do everything you normally do. I just think it's one of those things where Disney's catering not to the masses, but to a very small group of people that aren't the people that go to the parks, maybe even every year, right? Hey, this is my one trip. I'm doing it right with my kids. So again, you're not forced to buy it, but that's my
Well, and I agree with you. And I come from premium services. That was my last job with Disney.
Club 33.
Club 33.
The most expensive thing you could buy.
Yeah. And listen, I'm all about bouginess, and I'm all about front of the line, and I'm all about service and VIP experiences. What I think Disney does such a great job as is they give choices.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to purchase this. It's not, we're also very spoiled because we live here. And so, no, we're not going to go on Christmas Day. We're not going to go on New Year's Day. We're not going to go at that peak time to go experience something. And so if you are coming here and it's your once in a lifetime trip, or this might be a great option, instead of a VIP tour, which is going to cost you more. But I think if I'm comparing kind of this and a VIP tour, what's another couple $1,000s to then be just ushered around, in an air-conditioned, vehicle with my wonderful tour guide for the day. So I think it's a great, I speak from, I make fun at the beginning of I would never do this. I personally wouldn't, because we don't have to.
No.
We're local. But I can see the point. It gives another option, of saying, this, we can bring our kids and we can come here for that one time and it doesn't matter. So I think it's a good option, if this is something that fits within your family's budget. I don't think it's a...
I don't think it's going to take away from anybody in the park is going to be like, oh my God, the lightning lanes are so insane. It's not going to be a huge part of the population. But
I don't think so either.
That was big news. And I think that was the first thing that came out was this one. So here, let's talk about, let's go around the world.
I thought we were not around the world just yet. Yeah, go around the world.
Let's leave the land parks and let's talk about one of everybody's favorite things they love to talk about is Disney cruises.
Yes.
Disney cruises. I've done 100 of them. Love them. People that have been on them, they go again and again and again. We talked at our DVC Clubhouse event. We were talking with Kathleen, and Kathleen went on her first Disney cruise not that long ago.
Yeah.
We asked her, we're like, are you going to do another one? And she looked at her phone. She was like, I think I have 4.
She did. She did. It is very addicting because to me, it's the best Disney experience.
It is. And they announced at D23, 4 new ships?
Yeah.
Crazy. So there's some news about this, Kerri. Tell them about the Disney Adventure.
Yeah, so the Disney Adventure is set to sail on December 15th, 2025, and the ship will sail from Singapore, which is amazing and looks absolutely incredible. It's got 7 themed areas, all-day entertainment, plus there'll be a Disney Cruise Line first ever roller coaster that will be the longest roller coaster at sea. It's the Iron Man themed roller coaster.
It's cool.
Remember when the Aqueduct first came out? I haven't done that yet. Have you done that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is just going to be supposedly even more immersive and amazing.
It looks
than
great.
That. Yeah, from Singapore.
And you can start booking. Mm-hmm. Bookings open December 10th of 2024. December 10th, 2024. They're going to come out with sailing dates pretty soon and itineraries. So people would like to know, if I'm going to Singapore, where's my boat going?
Yeah, November 14th.
Yeah, exactly. So November 14th is when it's coming. So we at the World of DVC, Be Our Guest Vacations. They're awesome. So check them out, beourguestvacations.com for all the details, for all the scoop. They can help you plan that trip and plan to get you on the Disney Adventure and get you on the longest roller coaster
on the high seas,
They had a video that came out when they did this announcement yesterday. Oh my God, it was insane. Oh my God, it's all the renderings of what this shit. It's crazy. Because I think I don't want to go on a tangent, but I think this is the ship that I think Disney didn't build from scratch. I think this is the one that they purchased, if I'm not mistaken. So it doesn't look like a normal Disney ship. It's got a different vibe and it's got a different feel. All the other Disney ships kind of have that similar look.
Yeah,
This, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Info at worldofdvc.com. But I think the Disney Adventure is the ship that they purchased that was almost done, but then they had to sell it, and Disney jumped in and said,
Really?
We'll buy it.
Interesting.
We'll buy it. We're going to throw a roller coaster on it.
They'll Disneyfy that right up. I just love it. Yeah, talk about the next one.
What do I have? Oh, here. Epic Universe. We talked a little bit about Universal. Epic Universe right down the street. Brand new theme park. So many lands. It looks phenomenal, including a new Harry Potter land and a classic Monsters and a Nintendo World. They announced this week as well. God, I forgot about this one.
I know.
It's going to open Memorial Day weekend of 2025.
Yep.
When can I buy my tickets?
October
22nd is when tickets go on sale for Epic Universe. And I think this is the first major new theme park in Florida, I think, since Animal Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you know what?
Right?
I think, is it?
Or did Islands
I was
of
going to say, did Islands of Adventure?
Jeff, do you know? Did Islands of Adventure open up before or after Animal Kingdom?
I feel like Islands opened up after.
Maybe
because
after.
Animal Kingdom is over 20 years.
Was it 97, I think Animal Kingdom was?
Oh, was it 90? Yeah,
Hey,
I think it was. Oh,
here's
my
another
gosh.
thing you can help us with.
Exactly.
Info at
Put in the comments.
worldofdvc.com.
Yeah, I think Islands of Adventure opened up after. But to your credit, to your point, it's been a long time.
It's been a long
99.
Is what? Islands was
Okay, so
99.
after, yeah.
So after, yeah. So
But
that's
still,
it.
a long time ago.
It's a long time. And this is not just like, oh, here's a new ride coming in a land. This is a whole new park, a whole new land, 3 different resort hotels.
Yeah.
It's insane. So,
and 99 was not 10 years ago like we think it is. Right?
It's a long
I
time
do
ago.
anyway. I always think like, 1999 was just like, what, 10, 15 years
Yeah,
ago?
right.
No, it was like, what, 30?
Yeah, like 30.
25, 30.
So it's been a while.
Math.
And being here in Central Florida, we see the progress of the park every day. You can go on YouTube and watch videos. It's amazing. And don't forget, and Marissa wanted us to make sure that we talked about this, that if y'all want to go, you could use your DVC points to do that. You could swap your DVC points out for Universal vacations, Universal stays, right? So if you wanted to use those DVC points that you're like, I don't know really what to do with them, you could use them to stay at every single Universal resort. You could use them for Universal parks. You could use them for Epic Universe. So make sure you're going to reach out to Ellie, who's our swap expert, and she's going to help us. And I think, Kerri, if I'm not mistaken, didn't she put together a video just for this show?
Let's throw it to Ellie now with some more information on that.
Take it away, Ellie.
Hey everyone, it's Ellie with DVC Rental Store, and if you haven't heard the news by now, Universal Orlando has announced their official opening date for Universal Epic Universe, their brand new theme park. Universal Epic Universe will be opening May 22nd of 2025, and bookings for next year are officially open. If you are a DVC member and you are considering swapping your points with us for a Universal Orlando vacation, I wanted to provide a few examples of some reservations that we've actually already secured for some of our swap members. So you could have an idea of how many points would be needed to book one of these Universal Orlando vacations. The first example I have for you is actually right around Epic Universe opening date. So this reservation is checking in May 23rd, 2025 and checking out May 27th. This is for a stay at Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort for 4 adults in a standard 2 queen. This includes 2-day park-to-park tickets. So they get 2 days at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, plus 1 day Epic Universe. So they get 1 day to explore the new park. The points needed for this, and it will vary depending on your specific points that you have to rent, but this will be anywhere approximately between 289 points and 370 points. The second package example I have for you is a stay at the Helios Grand Hotel at Universal Orlando Resort. This is for a room-only booking. This is for one night, checking in September 14th, 2025, and checking out September 15th, 2025. Just for 2 adults in a standard room, you would need approximately 23 to 29 points. This next example is for a little larger of a party. So this is actually for 2 rooms at Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort. This one is for check-in November 20th, 2025, and check-out November 25th. Room 1 has 2 adults and 2 children. Room 2 has 2 adults, and everybody's in standard 2 queen rooms. This package includes 2 park, 3-day park-to-park tickets, plus 1-day Universal Epic Universe. And this package also includes cancel for any reason insurance. The points needed for this package would be approximately 534 to 686 points. The final example I have for you is for a stay at Universal Helios Grand Hotel. This is for a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children, checking in October 16th, 2025, and checking out October 19th. This package includes 2 park, 2-day park-to-park tickets, plus 1-day Universal Epic Universe. And the points needed for this package is approximately 197 to 254 points. If you have any questions about DVC Rental Store's swap program, or if you are interested in swapping your points for a stay at Universal Orlando to check out Epic Universe, contact us today and we'll start planning your next adventure.
Thanks, Ellie.
Yeah, great.
That was epic.
Epic job, Ellie. Epic job. Yes. But speaking about swaps and the DVC rental store, Derek, we have a brand new cancellation policy that is really going to change a lot of the experience that you have with rental store currently right now. If you have to cancel a reservation, then you can get your credit back in the form of points. This is kind of like that you said, we listened. And so expanding on the cancellation program, you can still have that option. There will be another option as well that just launched where you can get cash back as well if you did need to cancel. And so all that and more is going to be at dvcrentalstore.com. The team there will be able to explain everything to you. It'll be on the website. And I think we have a great video also that will give you some more information on that.
Awesome.
At DVC Rental Store, we're always looking for new ways to enhance your Disney vacation experience. We were the first DVC rental company to introduce the stress-free cancellation policy, which offers future credits if your plans change. Now, we're excited to introduce something truly groundbreaking, our exclusive cashback protection policy. This is the only policy of its kind in the DVC rental industry, giving you the option to receive cash back if you need to cancel your reservation. Even if you don't opt for the cashback protection, every reservation at DVC Rental Store still includes our stress-free cancellation policy, ensuring you have flexible options no matter what. With more protection and flexibility than any other DVC rental company, DVC Rental Store is your trusted partner in making Disney vacation planning stress-free. Visit dvcrentalstore.com today to learn more about how we're making your dream vacation even easier to plan.
That's awesome.
Great information there too.
I loved it.
There's a lot coming up too with DVC member
there are
benefits.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, buckle up.
This is the one that I'm like, do we have to do another topic? Because I could probably do a whole show on this one. So I think the last bit of news after the candlelights and after everything else that we talked about was Disney Vacation Club announced that they are introducing their first paid perks program. It is called Membership Magic Beyond. It is now I will read their words. Ready? It is a yearly enhanced benefits package that gives you special ways to elevate your family stays. Members can now opt in to this new level of membership extras for an additional fee of $99 starting December 3rd from usage from January 12th through December 31st, 2025. This paid perks program is designed to enhance the experience of Disney Vacation Club members with exclusive benefits and privileges.
I love when you slip into your nightly news, Walter Cronkite voice, by the way.
Kerri, read some of these just kind of quickly before I lose my mind.
Telling me what to do. All right. So You can enjoy enhanced value with discounted 5-day weekday tickets for Walt Disney World and discounted 3-day weekday tickets for Disneyland and 30-day Memory Maker benefit. And we did touch on the Memory Maker earlier in a comment. One of our lovely guests and members said that was the highlight. So that's another benefit, 30-day Memory Maker. Exclusive access, character meet and greet at the Imaginatrium member lounge at Epcot and Priority Lounge access. I wonder what Priority Lounge access means.
I know what that means.
What does that
mean? Because they did describe it. So it means if you try to get into the Epcot Lounge, and because they can only have so many people up there at the temporary Epcot Lounge.
Okay.
You can only have so many up there. So a lot of times families will show up during busier times of the year and they'll be like, well, we can't have you now, but you're going to go basically on like a wait list.
Oh, I see. Let's talk about some of the questions, though, that we get, because I love these.
Yes. So we're going to touch on some of these fun little most popular questions that I think we get. So again, you're always welcome to reach out to us at the DVC Resale Market.
Absolutely.
You can shoot us an email. You can go on live chat. Yep. You can give us a phone call. But these are the ones where Kerri and I were talking. Like, these are the ones we tend to get that we know when we're going to work. We have our assigned shifts. We work all the time.
All the time.
But when we have our assigned shifts, we're like, I bet you someone's going to ask this.
Oh, yeah. Well, and to your point, too, about the live chat, email, phone, we also do have our virtual chats that we talked about, virtual appointments that we talked about on the last episode as well. And so those have been going really well. I know that I had a couple that had to be rescheduled because of Hurricane Milton came through.
Sure.
But I did have a lovely conversation yesterday on the virtual appointment with a lovely member-to-be, Cassie. Oh. And it was awesome to just get to chit-chat with her.
See them.
Yeah, we get to see each other and just really kind of make that connection. So if you want to do a virtual appointment as well, you can see that on dvcresalemarket.com. Click on virtual appointment, and then you can choose any of the agents as well. And any of us, most of us anyway, can take a virtual appointment. And it's just wonderful. It's not for everybody, but again, it's another choice. I feel like that's like the theme of our show is like choices.
Right.
Yes.
We wanted a choice. We wanted, because I had a great one with great family from the UK. I've had a bunch of these.
Nice.
And it's just so much fun to see people face to face.
Yeah.
But again, it's like Kerri said, it's your comfort level. Yeah. So if you're a person that says, I don't want to talk to anybody actually live, I'll just use the live chat feature.
Yep.
If you want to use email, if you want to do a virtual appointment, can do all that stuff.
Whatever you want to do, we give you choices. So let's play. We'll kind of do like a little bit of a role play.
Yeah.
So if you're the agent.
Perfect. Okay.
I'll be the guest.
And we're just going to give simple, quick answers. Because again, if you want to go more in the weeds, reach out to us.
Yeah, reach out to us, please.
We just gave you all the options of how you can get a hold of us. Smoke signal.
Right, exactly.
Snail mail.
Come knock on Derek's door.
Knock on my door.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the top questions that we get a lot, because it's a new terminology. Yeah. If you've not been part of DVC, if you don't know, if you've never explored DVC, for those of you sitting at home going, this is my very first experience with Disney Vacation Club. Yeah. I don't understand. What is a use year? What does a use year mean?
Great question. And I would say that's probably the number one question. It's because people will go to the website and they'll see the listings and they'll see, well, some listings say use year's March. Some say June.
Yep.
And the big follow-up question is then, hey, so this has a June use year. So does that mean I can only travel the month of June?
Right.
Or I can only travel the month of March? So we like to keep it as simple as possible. Use year is basically the month you receive your Disney Vacation Club points each year, right? Your account. Because again, you're not buying a week, you're not buying a room, you're not buying a time of year, you're just buying points. Well then, Tinkerbell will fly and magically deposit those points in your account to use. Say it's 200 points, right? That means every year I get 200 points to use.
On your use year.
If I have a June use year, that means June 1st every year is when Tinkerbell's going to throw those 200 points into my account.
Yep.
You can vacation 365 days a year. That use year is just the use year that you have to use those points to take that vacation. So, for example, Kerri, a June use year means those points in that account sitting there waiting for me means the trip just has to take place from June 1st of that year all the way through May 31st of the following year. That's it. You don't wait to book until June 1st. That just means that trip has to take place during that time. If I had a March use year, those points are good. March 1st all the way through February 28th of the following year. So that's probably the biggest misconception I think that people have is they think it's almost like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Like I can't book until I hit June 1st. I'm like, don't do that because you're going to hate your membership.
Yeah, exactly. Because what if you travel in, say, October or November? You can book that at the 11-month window, even though the points aren't technically available. They are available because you're traveling in that time frame. I always say it's like your Disney anniversary. It's like your DVC anniversary of when you get your points every year.
Yeah, that's it. That's use year.
Simple.
Again, remember, your home resort, you can book how far in advance?
11 months in advance.
And what if I don't want to stay at my home resort, Kerri?
You can book that 7 months in advance.
That's it. So if you know those points are coming in that June 1st use year and that trip, that means I can go ahead and book that trip. Oh, I could book that trip the previous July because I could book it to travel during that time. That's what a use year is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility.
So I have, this one kind of makes me laugh because we do get this all the time, right? People will come on chat or call us and they'll say, very bluntly, they'll say, Kerri, I see this listing here. What does small contract mean?
And I say just that. No, a small contract is usually under 100 points. 100 points and over is more of a common contract. Under 100 points, 25 points, 50, 75 points. Those are going to be a little bit more rare, especially in the last few years, right, Derek? Because Disney now has you starting at 150 points. When we were guides, you could come in. You could buy a 50-point contract. You could buy a 50-point contract as a non-member to become a member. And now they don't do that any longer. So to become a member direct through Disney, it's 150 points direct. Yeah. So these contracts are getting to be a little bit more rare, in coming out. Also keep in mind, so a smaller contract means under 100 points. It also, most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time it is listed as firm price only. Yes. So make sure you read the entire listing because that's usually down at the bottom. Yep. It's not fine print. It's printed clear, crystal clear, but it does usually say like this contract, because it's rare, is asking full price only. That means price per point, closing costs, annual dues. That's all included in that. And so make sure that you're reading that. And I do get a lot of people say, why is it firm price only? Why are these not negotiable? There's a few reasons for that. One, because it's a rarer contract. What do you say, though, Derek? What's the other reason?
Because the sellers want it. Because the sellers literally, request it. Because they know if I've got a 25-point listing, a 50-point listing, say a 50-point Beach Club listing, if they don't want, and they tell us this before they list it, they go, I don't want to be flooded with lowball offers. No. This is literally 50 points. Yep. So Derek, Kerri, any of the agents there, we want to list it for at the recommended price or this, but I only want a firm price only offer because I don't want to deal with offers of $5 less, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 less for a contract of 50 points, let's say. So that is always at the seller's request that they have that stipulation on there.
Yeah. And so with that stipulation, we do present all offers, but when it does say firm price, we have to present just a firm price only. So and keep in mind to that.
That's a great point too, Kerri, is that make sure you read it. Just because I can't tell you, I think every single day, if we get, say, a unicorn, right? When I say a unicorn, let's say a 50-point beach club contract, right? Where people pull their car over to the side of the road, and they're like, oh my God,
make an
beach
offer.
Club contract. And they'll make an offer, but it'll be $5 less. It'll be $10, it'll be $20 less. And guys, when you have a full price offer listing, the first full price offer will get that listing. So it happens all the time where we have to tell people and say, thanks for the offer, but it says it's full price only. And then they'll say, oh, okay, I didn't really read that. So I'll offer full price. We'll go back to the listing and it's gone.
It's gone because the full price offer did come in and that one's going to trump over the first one. It's
going to trump over it.
So small contracts under 100 points, firm price typically. Just make sure you read. If it doesn't say firm price, and some of them every now and then don't, but then you can make an offer.
Which leads you to a great next question. Perfect segue. It's like we rehearsed this.
Thanks, which we don't.
A question we get, so I see the purchase price. Are these prices negotiable? Like, can I make an offer lower than the listed price? And that answer, like Kerri said, if it's 100 points or higher, absolutely you can. The listings are usually almost always going to have some wiggle room when it comes to price. That's usually anywhere from like $2 a point to maybe $10 a point, kind of depending. Maybe a larger listing like a 300 point could go $12 a point.
Right.
Could go more. But yes, there is wiggle room in mind. You can always make an offer. We always suggest talk to an agent, maybe even before you make an offer, just because we might have reached out to the seller before and know what they will take. Because the biggest takeaway I can tell you, Every seller's different.
Yeah.
Every seller. You could have two sellers of two identical 200-point Animal Kingdom listings.
Yeah.
One might take $2 less a point, while the other one, for an identical listing, could take 10.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And also sometimes, not often, but sometimes those are listed as firm price as well. And I say that only because I selfishly have a Copper Creek
Sometimes,
right
yeah,
now that is over 100 points that is listed as firm price. And that's at the seller's request as well. And that's who the contract belongs to, is the seller.
Yeah.
We can only recommend. So I always say too, Derek, reach out to us, to an agent, because we can see if there's another offer on that listing. We can see if maybe there's a different listing, like Derek said, that might be a little bit more wiggle room on that. But the majority of our listings will have that wiggle room of about $2 to $10.
Yeah.
I always caution people to look at the price per point more as being negotiable versus the closing costs.
Good point.
And the annual dues, right?
Good point.
Yeah.
Great point. Great point.
Yeah.
Good. A lot of times, and I don't blame you, people will make an offer and say it's like $30 less a point. So of course, the seller's not going to accept it.
No.
So we'll reach out to them. But a lot of folks out there, and maybe you, they don't know. So once you explain to them and say, hey, listen, let me help you. Let me walk you through. We'll talk the average sales prices over the last 12 months and do it. And they'll say, oh my God, thanks. Because honestly, I
don't know.
It's
so true. We do get that a lot where someone says, I have no idea. Think of it too as just like buying a house where you don't want to come in at, say, a $500,000 house and go, I'll give you $250,000. Well, that's probably not going to work.
Right.
DVC is so wonderful because it holds its value.
Yeah.
And, when members will say to me, or guests will say to me, what's the most valuable resort? I'm like, they all are. They all have a value to them.
Yeah.
So think about what your budget is, first of all. Reach out to an agent so we can kind of guide you and help you as well, and focus more on the price per point versus the annual dues or the closing costs. If you offered $30 off plus the seller pays closing costs plus the seller pays annual dues, kind of not going to happen, right?
It may not happen.
Not going to happen. Yeah. But we're happy to guide, and that's one of the things I love about what we do is that we truly, like Derek said, we guide you, and I would say 99% of our buyers go, oh, I had no idea. So that's part of why we're here, is to guide you.
And I think that's what's so cool too, is because we are here, is that you can take your time and do your research.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You're not on vacation, so you're not or on a cruise ship, or you took a tour at Walt Disney World where you're like, here's the prices and here's this, and oh my God, I got to make a decision because they got promo code. Take your time.
Yeah.
Do research. You might be able to reach out to us and say, I'm looking for 200 points at Saratoga, Kerri. Here's like 3 of these. So these all look good. What do you think?
What do you think?
And
Yeah.
take your time.
Yeah.
You're not in any pressure whatsoever. No. So the only pressure is some stuff sells fast because we sell millions every single week. So that one perfect listing may be gone. But you know what? We're going to get another one.
Yeah.
So research is key.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny when it comes to research. So Kerri, this is a big one for people that have looked into the club before. And they go, okay, I know I buy a resort. It's a home resort. But Kerri, and here's my question. Does home resort really matter?
Mm-hmm. Well, it can, right?
Yeah.
It can and it cannot. I mean, for me, it mattered. I wanted the Grand Floridian for the 11-month booking window. Now, that said, I have yet to use the Grand Floridian for the 11-month booking window, Derek. So maybe it didn't matter as much to me as I thought it would. But I'm glad I have it.
Yeah.
And I think for you, for Boardwalk, it did matter. The wonderful guest I spoke to yesterday, her biggest thing was the length of the deed.
Yeah.
More so than anything. So while they love the Boardwalk and Beach Club, the deeds are shorter. They're a younger family. They've got young kids. They're thinking of this for that, years and years and years. So, but she's also looking budget conscious as well. So she was looking at Old Key West extended deeds or extended contracts and Saratoga Springs. So I think it matters if you want to plan 11 months in advance. If you want a bungalow at the Polynesian, or you want to be on the monorail for Christmas, or you want that concierge.
I want to go to the beach club during the Food and Wine Festival.
Well, that's a given, right? Or you want the concierge for your anniversary at Animal Kingdom. Then it really does matter if you're going to have those special moments and those special, my family loves Copper Creek. That's the only place we want to go. Otherwise, though, consider all of the other resorts because A, they're all so wonderful for what they offer, and B, at the 7-month mark, you can then change your reservation over to any of the resorts as well.
It's always that old motto that people say, it's, buy where you want to stay, which is true. But buy where you want to stay if you're going to book, like Kerri said, 11, 10, 9, 8 months out. If you ain't going to book that far out, then honestly buy Saratoga Springs is what I tell people.
Yeah, because you'll probably get the most bang for your buck over there, right?
It's got great price. It's got great dues. It's
yeah.
got great selection. So you'll find the most listings to be able to pick from.
Yeah.
And it's got a deed that runs till 2054. So we have a ton of people that say, you know what? I love this resort, but I want to kind of try them all out.
Yeah.
You know, then buy Saratoga Springs.
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to plan 11 months out, it doesn't do you any good. And at 7 months, points are points.
Points are points at 7 months. And it goes back to the old, adage that we always hear too, is I wish I bought sooner and I wish I bought more points.
Always.
So, if Polynesian's out of the budget or Copper Creek is out of the budget, maybe Saratoga Springs is a really good fit. And you can try, like Derek said, one stay is at Saratoga and then the next time you do stay at Boardwalk or Beach Club. That's the nice thing is you can mix it up. California, Vero Beach, Hilton Head, Aulani, there's so many different options.
And be able to do it, because if you do have a favorite, honestly, buy the favorite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like if you love the Beach Club and you're like, I'm going to be bummed if I don't get the Beach Club every single year, then for God's sake, buy the Beach Club. Who cares if it expires in 2042? You don't want to get sad.
No.
Every year from 2025 to 2041.
You still have 18 years of vacations. I think we look at 42 and go, oh, that's so right around the corner. Yes, it is kind of, because time does go fast, but it's still 18 years of amazing Beach Club Boardwalk experiences, right?
You have my brain, and I think you could put like a thought bubble over it. Because I was like, wait a second, I have Boardwalk. Mine expires in 2042.
Yeah.
I bought mine forever ago. I'm almost 52, so I got 18 more. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's still a long time. So you're right. If you are a Boardwalk Beach Club,
I'd say those two are Grand.
Yeah, Grand. What's the other one that? Oh, Animal Kingdom. I think is 2042. 2057.
57.
Yeah. So anyway, if you love some of the shorter deeds, I would say don't let that deter you.
Yeah, no.
Because we also have members too who will say, I have my points are here at this home resort, but we don't go there very often. We want to now go out here or do this. And so I'm working with two buyers who are sellers at the same time. They're buying two, they're selling two contracts, they're buying two contracts. Sure. So you can also do that too. And it's kind of like that. It does become a little bit of a game of like, oh, okay, can I switch out Grand Cal for, Grand Floridian and this and that. And so once you're not locked into anything, you can always sell it and buy something else as well.
And you can always book your home resort. Remember, if you know when you're going to go, whatever that home resort is you buy, just book it. If you can, book it 11, 10, 9, 8 months out. Yeah. Book the home resort. Then, like Kerri said, have the fun. That's the fun part. Then you go online at 7 months or 6 months out and you're like, hey, we bought Saratoga and we have that week. But hey, look, all right, so Poly's available, Copper Creek's available, Grand Floridian's available. Should we cancel and swap it out? Your home resort is your security blanket.
Yeah.
So that's your...
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's your home resort. So, Again, so I think we got time for one more.
All right.
Which one? And again, we will do another show on these because I swear there's so many questions that were asked all the time about it. So let's take a look. So how about this one? Let's do this one quick. This is probably the number one.
Well, this is an easy answer for me.
That we're asked.
What did I miss out on buying resale? Nothing. Just a lot of money that you saved. That's really it at the end of the day. You'll just save a lot of money, right?
Yeah. You're going to save a lot of money when you buy. That's obviously the number one reason that people buy, with us is they do their research. They save money, but they buy the resort they need, not the current $225 point that Disney wants you to buy to do it. But again, we're asked all the time, are there differences? Yes, there are differences. We'll cover briefly just kind of the two main ones. The first one is you could use resale points at the 14 original Disney Vacation Club resorts. Right? You cannot use resale points at Riviera, at the new villas, at the Disneyland out there in California. You can't use them there, or the cabins at Fort Wilderness.
Right.
You could use them at the 14. You're still going to use the same member website. We work with Disney the whole time, the same phone number. You're not treated any differently. There's no separate entrance in the resort.
Right. There's no list when you check in that they go, oh, no, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's all exactly the same. So just remember when you buy resale, 14 original DVC resorts. And yes, that includes the new villas at the Grand Floridian that opened a couple years ago. And they do include the Polynesian Island Tower. So that includes the Polynesian Island Tower. So that's a big one.
That is a big one.
Probably the other one, Kerri, is do I get those little discounts? Do I get the little perks? Do I get the little member benefits?
Well, now you have to pay for some of them, so no. The thing with, we were guides, right? We love Disney. We love DVC Direct. We love DVC Resale. We love it all. It's great all around. It has to work whatever's best for you. And so if you're going to buy something for the discounts and perks, the discounts and perks can change. They can adjust. They can be amended. They can be paused. There's a lot that can happen. And so I think truly with resale is you're just going to save a lot of money, and then maybe you don't need the discounts on some of the other little perks that are out there because you just save so much money too.
Right. Yeah. That's a big one. Because again, your points are for the DVC resorts, but you don't get a card. You don't get the temporary benefit card. You have to have 150 points direct now. Even if you chose to give them an additional $100 for these new discounts, you have to do it. So you don't get the discount. The last page of the contract, and we tell people all the time, when you buy direct with Disney, last page says, these are your member benefits and perks, and they can be removed or taken away at any time whatsoever. So signed by Mickey and date by the palm tree right here. That's exactly what Disney does, because these perks are not part of your membership. They could remove the lounges. They could remove the Disney. They remove my valet parking that I used to get for free.
The valet parking was so amazing. We need a moment of silence for valet parking. I know all the members out there too miss that as well. I know. So so there's pros and cons. There's, I think with what you get with us is just a guide, basically, a guide that will help you make the right decision for, your family, how you travel, the resort, the home resort, the amount of points needed. But we're always happy to help, like we said, via phone, chat, email, virtual appointments. And we'll do this again. We'll take some more questions, and we'll do this again of the frequently asked questions, because they're so important.
We have to do it again. Yeah. Just because I wanted to get to so much more.
I know.
But we couldn't, because we had all the record-breaking Disney
so much news to get out today.
Too much news. Too much news. So again, if you were looking to win that $100 Disney gift card, let us know in the comments. Let us know what your favorite event there is at Walt Disney World. Let us know. Put it in the YouTube comments or send us an email at info@worldofdvc.com. You can let us know, and you are registered to win a $100 Disney gift card.
So exciting.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
So
use that for anything.
Whew.
All right, it's a lot of talking for you and I. Right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This has been a really fun show.
This has been fun.
Yes.
We miss Marissa.
We do miss
We always
Marissa.
miss Marissa not being here, but I ain't going to lie. I do have a little bit more
We
room
all
at
have a
this
little
desk.
bit more. Exactly. But this was fun for October.
Yeah, this was great.
And we're going to round out the year soon. Thanksgiving is coming up and the holidays. It's so hard to believe, but
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So we are so honored again. Thank you all for taking the time to watch episode number 42 of the World of DVC Show. We say goodbye to our fabulous partner, Jeff, who's on his way to go work the World Series.
And what's so funny is by the time this airs, we'll know. But Derek said, "Where is it at?" And Jeff said, "I don't know." Because we don't know.
You can tell
yet.
what a big baseball fan I am. I'm like, ooh, where is that? He's like, they're in the playoffs now,
we
so we don't know what teams are going to be.
But we're so honored Jeff's with us because he's been to the Olympics. He's been going to the World Series. He's now sitting here with us. So, yeah, we are honored. So thank you, Jeff, for always making us look and sound so good. And I think we have a long-standing tradition.
There's always time for this, the long-standing tradition. So thank you all again, and we'll see you real soon. Oh boy, there's a lot of news.
It starts with a spark, alive in our hearts, a chance to build your legacy. To go to magical places with smiling faces and value and trust you